7. Okay, here you go, guys. Classwork for number 1. Cryptography expert, deciphering code. We're trying to minimize the product of a number and 9 greater than the number. So when you look at this type of problem right here, you set some variables assigned to each other, and it says that one number is 9 greater than the other, and then the product of those is x times y. So all I got to do is solve for one of them. Well, it's already solved for one of them right there, so x becomes that y plus 9 right there, and that's the product of those two. And then you take the derivative of this, just 2y plus 9, and we're trying to minimize the product, so we want this to be a minimum. Where's the critical point? The critical point happens when it equals 0. Solve for y and you get negative 9 over 2. If you do the sign line, yep, you see that's a relative min, which means it has to be an absolute minimum on this interval. So then we plug it back in because the question is looking for what's the final product. We plug it back in after you plug the first one back in to find out what x equals, and then find the product. It's negative 81 over 4, which makes sense. For number 2, drawing the picture is the tough one here. So you have 4 of these x's and 3 of these y's for the perimeter, but then you know that the actual area is 2 times x times y. Okay, so you have the perimeter. Solve for one of the variables over here. I solve for x. It's 100 minus 3y divided by 4, and then plug that in for x right there. Multiply it and simplify, and then you get this is your area right here. The derivative of this becomes 50 minus 3y. Okay, so once again, you isolate one of the variables here, plug it into your area because we're trying to maximize area, and then you got to simplify that before you take the derivative. And when you do that, you find out that the maximum happens when y is 50 over 3. You could probably do this solving for y over here, that way you can maximize x. You would find 25 over 2. But anyway, those are the dimensions when the area is going to be maximized of this little container right here. Alright, that's it for this video.